come to other countries, they block us from joining their law school. Does it mean that we get lost on the way, that we cannot become advocates since our country does not have the law to guarantee us to join the bar? When we come to Rwanda, they tell us we have to bring a reciprocity to join the law. We have some other lawyers in the house. Probably one can add on something.
Sasa umepewa nafasi kupatia mwingine. I think lawyers are always lawyers, eh? They are very witty. Okay, proceed.
Thank you so much. My name is Benjamin Sixters. Actually, so sorry for what you experienced anyway. The advocates and Kenyan advocates in Rwanda, we have Kenyan advocates who are actually practicing in Rwanda here. When they went back home, they say there's no reciprocity between Kenya and Rwanda. It's just like recently when Rwanda became so active, they are aware of the petition that was raised around 2018. Now they're now asking from Kenya, they need also reciprocity. There's one member of parliament with us. I think he knows what is going on. And the bill, the Advocates Act, has actually been a game. It has actually been a ping-pong game in the parliament. Right now we have the bill of 2021 or something. The bill has become so political, and yet the Kenyan advocates here that they were sown here in Rwanda, they're allowed to actually to practice here. Rwanda is doing its best, but Kenyan side, there is a problem. So I'm actually appealing, even the member of parliament that is actually here, with the JLAC committee back in Kenya, if they can have, we can live with the bill, yes, we can also be working with the bill, but also the Rwanda Bar Association. It was last year when I went there, they were requesting for memorandum of understanding. We can live lonely with the bill. Please, you can note that. The memorandum of understanding between Rwanda and Kenya, whereby you allow the Kenyan advocates practicing here, they can also practice back home. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll have two responses, one from the Honorable John Kagusha, the MP for Mukurweini, and then luckily for you, your new High Commissioner is also a lawyer by profession. So she also understands it and she'll tell us what she intends to do. The Honorable John Kagusha, the MP for Mukurweini.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Your Excellency. The issue of students who are graduating from abroad and coming to join KSL in Kenya has been a thorn in the flesh. Is an issue that has been under legislation for some time. But now we have something that has been introduced that helps us to handle this. The students who are coming from abroad can be able to apply for the pre-bar examination. And once you have passed the pre-bar examination, you can now be admitted to the Kenya School of Law if you have studied law abroad. We also have the other point that is important for you to note is Kenya School of Law will require you to also have the cluster points for you to have studied law, the necessary cluster points at the Form 4 level, KCSE level, that would enable you to be able to do this, the pre-bar exam and also get admitted. And I know that is where that is actually one of the barriers that has been difficult for the students who may have gone abroad, but they did not have the cluster points. So that is one of the challenges that can be handled. Then, of course, the issue of reciprocity, the issue of equation, of the degree abroad, and the qualifications in the country. I think that one is is more of an education policy, is a bigger issue than just the issue of the law degree. It's an issue that needs to be handled at that level. It should be easier for East African countries because we also have IALA, where we can do legislation that is going to help us to have a common stand for the East African countries. But yes, anything that you think we can be able to help, if you have some ideas, I'm in JLAC, and so I can work with you to ensure that we fast track anything that can help you. Of course, one of the things that we also have, Your Excellency, at the moment, is also a law that has been sponsored by, I think, Honorable Lillian Gogo, to decentralize or to delocalize the Kenya School of Law so that we can have students taking the course away from Nairobi and in other centers. Is one of the things that we are considering. I think also Honorable Babu Owino is also on the same. Is one of the things that we're also considering in JLAC at the moment. And in fact, we are looking at it as an opportunity to have many campuses across the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. High Commissioner, what can you do in terms of MOU?
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. In terms of MOU, we already have quite a number of MOUs that we are processing as a nation, about 10. And I think that what we can request through the HQ, our headquarters in the Ministry of Education, is to try and come up with one that allows that. But as MP Kagushia said, I am surprised because I know that if you study law outside and you want to come and do Kenya School of Law in Kenya, you can do your pre-bars, and then you have to do your pre-bars and then join Kenya School of Law. So I don't think there's a bar really, because you are allowed to join KSL as long as you do the pre-bar exams. So, but in terms of the students who have done law here in Rwanda who want to come and practice in Kenya, we will look into it through the Ministry of Education and our HQ.
Thank you.
And see whether we can come up with an additional MOU.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Deputy Leader of Majority in the National Assembly.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Excellency, I am that MP who has sponsored a bill in Parliament to have advocates in Rwanda actually practice in Kenya. We have walked this journey with the young people in this country. I actually call them my clients when I see them, because every time they have issues here, they make frantic calls to me because of the work I'm doing around this area. And we have had the bill go through first reading. It went to the Committee on Budget. We finished. It is actually in JLAC. And I would like to request you, now that I'm here, to request, because that committee is heavily government, but we have had issues with the lawyers in the committee. And one of the issues that they raise is, 3 issues they have raised with me when I went to make a presentation. One, that the Rwanda law is not common law, as the one practiced in Kenya. So that becomes a different. So it is difficult for advocates here to practice in Kenya, and vice versa. 2, they raised the issue of the equivalent of KSL here in Rwanda, that it does not meet the standards of the KSL in Kenya. The 3rd issue they have raised is that the law here is practiced in Kinyarwanda, I think. You know, even judgments here are written in Kinyarwanda. Kenya is a different cup of tea. So based on those key factors, and then also the issue of market, that when we open up the Kenyan market, it'll be a floodgate for many people who will come and interfere with the market. They've raised those 4 issues. But what I've also done, I've tried to convince them, which I have, and I think we have had I've lobbied the Law Society of Kenya, and the Law Society of Kenya is in agreement that actually we can open the law, we can open the doors for advocates from here to come and practice. But what I'm trying to amend in the Advocates Act is just one sentence to allow the advocates here, to, especially Rwanda, Burundi, and Botswana, to be able to practice in Kenya because the law allows Tanzania and Uganda in Kenya, but it does not allow Rwandese trained Kenyan lawyers. And that's the interesting thing. Rwandese trained Kenyan lawyers to practice in Kenya. So my bill is actually at JLAC. Murungara seems to, our chairperson, seems to not to be so sure because he doesn't want to offend colleagues in the profession. So he's not been very, but every time I talk to him, he said, oh, and I'm bringing it for second reading.
You need my hand.
So what you need to do is call Murangara and call the lawyers. Kagusha. Kagusha is here. He's not saying he's one of them. Because it's a JLAC. And they just need to say yes. When they bring it to Parliament, myself and Ichungwa will push it and it will go through and these young people will actually be able to practice.
So, John Kagusha, can you give a commitment that you talk to your colleagues to be more friendly? And now that you are here, it's good I came with the two of you because you are conversant with this matter.
Your Excellency, you see we are addressing two different issues.
Yes.
We addressed the first one on the issue of Kenyans who are studying abroad and want to come and be admitted in Kenya. And of course now there's the issue of lawyers who are Rwandese or who are admitted here in Rwanda or Botswana and other neighboring countries. I think the only issue, and my colleague there did raise it, would be the issue of reciprocity, whereby our lawyers are actually allowed to practice in those countries. That can be done, and that can be pursued, basically on that reciprocity principle. And I think Honorable Baya is doing the right thing.
Okay.
Nevertheless, of course, you know the way these professions sometimes can be very restrictive.
Yeah, they want to ring fence.
You know? Yeah, so that really is an issue. Okay. But at a country level, that can be handled, Your Excellency.
Okay, very well. Two more questions. Wow.
Okay,
how many more questions do we have? Madam?
All right, thank you, Excellency.
How many more questions can we take? Two more. No, let's have two ladies and two guys, and then we call it a night.
Thank you very much. I'm Wanderi, as I said, from Udaya, and I'm happy that Your Excellency, you recognize that point, because it's so dear to me. And I'll say that most of us, when we are here in Rwanda or when we are in diaspora, we have a lot of commitment and we have a lot of interest back home. And that's why we said everything that we get, like someone like me, back to Udaya. Back to that, I have three issues that I would request if they could be addressed. One of the issues is that, which was discussed when we had our Minister of Education, Mr. Mashogu, yes, when he was here, we had an issue concerning students from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. The university was doing very well here until it was closed. We have more than 500 students who are still stuck here. When that issue was raised through the PS Diaspora and in education, the JQuAT, they only sent their team that came here only for 4 days, and they didn't cover the issues for students. If many of them who are here, they could speak, you realize that people invested in education, and up to now, they are unable to finish because JQuAT is not addressing their issue. I don't know who would address that, so that at least the institution which was known here and it had a good name, people should not say that this institution, the other day they were selling a lot there where they had. And someone started saying to us one day, these people are selling their property, so they are going away with even what we had invested. So if this issue could be addressed, it will be good. The second issue is what was listed by our chairman. We travel to Kenya most of the time, and some of us, we use our cars back to Kenya. And I don't know what can be done. We have seen here in Rwanda systems working. When the president stood there where you're studying the podium, he said, His Excellency William Ruto, he said that we are going to automate most of the services in Kenya. And it has been done because most of the things we have seen, we are able to do these things. But I feel also if we could automate also our roads. You see, here, if I have any problem, I don't deal with the policemen. I only deal with the policemen when I thank the government on my own mistakes that I have committed. So you don't deal that one day you have done this, you have committed this mistake. The system or the cameras are the ones which are doing. We have seen this being done in Thika Road, but if it can be distributed. Here in Kigali, we started with the 2 cameras, and we could record, and we say, oh, chairman, wameweka camera pare. But now everywhere, even on the traffic lights, where you go, if you pass, you don't have any problem. The policeman is the one who is going to stop you on the other side after 3 days, and then you pay the government, so the government can get as much as revenue, more in terms of revenue. So if this can be done in Kenya, I think we are going to get far much better, and we are also going to remove the 50 thing that we are talking, if we could improvise and we do what Rwanda has done.
Thank you.
Then,
last one.
Yeah, before I finalize, the last one, I would say that for the last, like from January, we had several cases. And we, as you heard the chair saying, I'm among the people who deal with a lot of issues that regards the diaspora. Your Excellency, we had 13 cases of Kenyans who passed on, who were affected from here. That was from January to March. And we got a lot of hardship. And one of the things that we would request maybe from PS Diaspora Affairs is if the diaspora, the association that is led by our able chairman, Boniface Mutua, if in the future we could have a budget, because every time we end up, we are the only one who comes to support these Kenyans who are in distress from our pockets. Thank you.
PS will answer the last one. On JKU card, we'll find out from the ministry, and we'll send a response through the mission exactly what happened, because we are not competent to answer because we don't have the information. I'll find out from CS Machogu or from the Vice Chancellor, that great lady there at Juja. We'll find out, and we'll definitely give a response through the mission so that we know the way forward. 2, getting our roads, we are doing it. 1, we want to remove the policemen from the roads to go and fight the bandits. Yeah. They have no business being on the roads because they are the cause of the problems that we have on the roads. Yeah? In fact, we want to move the training colleges for police from Kiganjo to Kerio Valley so that they train where the real action is. There is no action in Kiganjo. Yeah? So that Kiganjo can remain a university college for police for criminology, investigations, and specialized services in the police force. But the basic training of marching, of weaponry, on basic combat skills should be where the real action is. The same with the military. The training school in Eldoret, we want to move it to either Samburu or somewhere there. But this program for automating our roads and having cameras to find you, to know the fine, even if it's a day or after, is going to happen. I've seen it in Dubai. Nobody, policeman bothers with you, and nobody plays around with the traffic laws. So that is something we are doing. We have already started, and we are going to perfect it. Yeah, so that we separate these traffic offenses from human beings, because we are not able to deal with them. Yeah, so that one is going to happen. PS, do you want to say something? I don't know your answer, but I doubt you can be able to deal with it because of the problems we are having in terms of money.
Right. So thank you, sir. But just to clarify that whenever we have requests from the missions, and the request usually will come from the embassy, that a certain diasporian is stranded for a number of reasons, we constantly help. We have, from this particular mission, repatriated a number of Kenyans who have been distressed. Now, it is possible that sometimes diaspora will not say that this person has been distressed and so on. But we're also aware that very often diaspora actually fundraise, so that we know you fundraise, and we often will meet a part of that budget. Now, we have 4 million Kenyans in this, not all in distress, but we have 4 million Kenyans around the world. It is not possible for the budget that we have to meet every distress case. Every day, Your Excellency, every single day since I took this job, I have a repatriation request. A person has died in the diaspora and we have to move bodies and so on. So what some of the other associations have done, other diaspora associations have done that have supported our work, your neighbors in Botswana, for example, is that they have taken out an insurance program as a diaspora association. And what that has done is for every bereavement, the insurance is actually able to pay last respects and so on, so that everybody does a bit in carrying this burden. It is not sustainable for us to be able to repatriate every single person who dies abroad or who is unable to pay their bill in India or whatever. But if you're able to do this, you are, from our count, about 8,000 of you, 7,000 to 8,000 Kenyans in Rwanda. We are happy to help you work with an insurance company to give you a good rate for you to be able to take out an insurance program. And that then is going to be able to meet all, for something like 5,000 shillings a year. You have one. So you have an insurance scheme. Personal one. So we are happy to help negotiate that for you with like what Cambodia, I think, your brothers in Botswana have done. It is not possible for GOK to carry the whole burden. We want diaspora to help carry that burden as well. But where things are really bad, we have intervened. And your embassy your High Commission will tell you as much. Asante.
Chairman, you may want to benchmark with Botswana. I was there with PS. That association of the diaspora in Botswana is something else. I was there with the PS, and we had a night-long engagement, and they're doing very well. It's something you may want to benchmark.
Your Excellency, if you allow me, I will say something on this. We've actually engaged about 3 underwriters. There's Britam, Kingdom Bank, and KCB. And some of these are, Your Excellency, it's very cheap. It starts from 2,000 Kenya shillings, about 2,600, all the way to 11,000. It gives a range of 50,000 to about 500,000 for last expense. This is something we have been requesting our members to take advantage. We have connections, we have introduced you, we've given you the forms, but some of us just ignore until when they get into trouble, they call all and sundry for help. Sometimes we need to take personal responsibility for these things. Tuache hii maneno ya serikali saidia saa yote. 2,000, you cover 10 people in your family. The spouse, your spouse, 4 kids, and your mom and dad, and your father-in-law and mother-in-law. That program is already in place. And we have people who are registered. Thank you very much.
Let's have 2 more questions. One lady. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Mary Maina. I am based in Rwanda, and I grew up from Rwanda, so basically I have nowhere to say like everybody else, like nimetoka Kitale or something. But anyway, it's for the good. So I was raised in Rwanda, and right now I'm working. I did my schooling and everything, and right now I'm working in Rwanda. So my question, it's against that background. Is there many Kenyans like me who didn't per se grow up from Kenya and grow up from across the borders, but have a very huge challenge in terms of integrating with Kenyan culture, being in the diaspora space. And my question per se, it's more around, are there initiatives for Kenyans living abroad or young people living abroad who've been brought up from abroad to kind of have an awareness, cultural awareness kind of initiatives that can help us learn better how to learn more about our country. If we are to invest back, as it's been said, invest back home, it's about first learning about a little bit more, having more cultural awareness. So my question is, are there any government initiatives that help young people living abroad interact better or understand better Kenyan awareness? And also, they had mentioned about global labor market strategy that helps Kenyans get jobs and opportunities across the borders. So my question again is in line with the same. Is there any initiative of the same, but for Kenyans who are abroad, professionals, like many of us are, initiatives that can bring us back to Kenya, to bring our skills back to Kenya? Thank you very much.
Thank you. P.S. Rosary.
Thank you. Thank you for that question. I'll start with the second one. The global labor market strategy really is in response to a very current problem that we have, which is a youth bulge and underemployment and unemployment. So our focus has been to help find opportunities for Kenyans already within Kenya to find opportunities abroad, not for Kenyans who are abroad, probably already working to find other opportunities. So that is the focus of the strategy. That said, we are very interested in skills, knowledge, and technology transfer, and that is the reverse of the global labor market strategy, which is what are the things that you have learned out here and are looking to do back home. Some of the fantastic ways of doing that is actually setting up a business back home that does the tax consulting, or that does the, I think there was an HR consultant business outside that we saw, or that has figured out how do you make banana wine, if that is what you are doing in Uganda and are able to bring back home. So we are looking for those ideas and seeing how we can plug into that. The IOM, for example, has a very specific program for diasporians who want to return to their homes, but it's a limited program. Again, we are looking to address the current issue that we have, and our big problem right now is unemployment and underemployment of young people. Initiatives to bring about cultural awareness for second generation or young people to connect. Not much has been done about this as yet, but there are a lot of programs within the youth ministry, and that we'll be happy to put you in touch with, but also going forward, some of the focus for us in the 2024, 25, 26 is connection with the young people and with the second and third generation diasporians. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you after this to see how we could together begin to structure that program. Asante.
Thank you very much. Last question. Last one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sasa tukijibu maswali yote tukija next time tutajibu nini? Waacha hii ya mwisho tutakuja tena.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm not happy that I'll be the last person to speak. But I'm actually from Rwanda. My name's John Gachagua. Directly to you, but we live. I've invested in hospitality industry in Mombasa, and I have a 60 rooms hotel in Mtwapa. It's a daring experience, of course. As you know, the Kenyan economy is very competitive. The diaspora people you see here have also come to invest in Rwanda, many of them. And we are happy that you have created jobs in Rwanda. So are also daring to create jobs in Kenya. And the hotel I have in Mombasa, we are employing 40 Kenyans who are paid regularly their salary. But what I wanted to say is that we would like to be treated equally like Kenyan businessmen. Like the hotel, which has been in place, I think, for the last 10 years, we don't have any tarmac road. I mean, from the Mombasa-Malindi road, joining us to the main road. We don't have running hot water in the hotel. And we've been complaining. I'm happy I have seen my MP here, Mr. Mbaya. We've been writing and complaining, and no action. And no action has been taken so far.
Okay.
So I'm taking this opportunity, Mr. DP, to raise that question.
Yeah.
We don't want any favor, but in Rwanda, for example, any big investment coming here, you'll see the infrastructure coming to that investment.
Thank you.
And we would like to get the same treatment in Kenya. Thank you very much.
Before I tell Bayer to solve your issue, let me first and foremost assure you that we have no policy of discrimination against investors in Kenya, whether foreign or local. An investor is an investor. The fact that you have created 40 jobs, you are a good man, and we are very happy with you. And we must support you because our whole crisis in Kenya is an employment crisis. We have 6 million young people. P.S. Rosarin here and the people in the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection and the President have spent days and nights working out on a program on how to create employment for our people outside our borders. So if there is an investor who can create employment within our borders, that investor must and should be supported. And I want to assure you that if you have no tarmac, it's not because you are on this. It's a normal problem of roads across the country, and we'll be able to address them together with others. But now that you are here and I'm here and Bayer is here, how many meters is it from the new tarmac, from the tarmac, the one from Mombasa to Malindi? How deep are you inside?
That's only 200 meters. And the hotel, I'm sure, is well known to Mr. Mbaya.
What is the name of the hotel?
The hotel is called Gasaro Hotel. And many people who have been in
Can you sort out this guy? It's only 200 meters. Yes. Sorry, no.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Excellency, it's true, I know his hotel. It's a very nice establishment in Mtwapa, those of you who go there. And I remember when I was county secretary, I used to give him business. He should have acknowledged that. We used to give him county business. A beautiful hotel, very nice, cozy, nice, very good food. I think a lot of food from Rwanda, dishes from Rwanda. And what I would promise you is that I will talk to His Excellency, the Deputy President. 200 meters, I know where the hotel is. So we will do something about it. I promise you.
Tutakusaidia na ukuja ujenge hotel nyingine hapo kwetu Nyeri. I have a plot I can sell you. So tukimaliza tuonane nyuma ya hema tuongee. So let me say thank you very much, good people. I wish we have more time to talk more and more. I want to thank you for your questions, for your contribution, and for your commitment to the improvement of the welfare of Kenyan people here in Rwanda. And I want to assure you that we'll address the issues you have raised. We have recorded them. The new High Commissioner here is very vibrant. She is raring to go. She is 2 months old. She's energetic. She has passion. And I'm sure she'll go out of her way to address most of these issues that we need to negotiate MOUs with the Rwandese government. Our PS is here. She's very active as well. She has been here now the 3rd time. I'm sure she has also taken good note of the things that she needs to do. So let us continue engaging. As I've told you, our government believes in continuous engagement. And I have said, let us not finish all the questions, because I need to come back. Sindio? Sasa mkiuliza yote, sasa nitakuja kufanya nini? Alafu tutakuja tukutana ile bahari ya nyama. Hapo bahari ya nyama iko mzuri sana. So I want to say, thank you very much. We have really, really enjoyed listening to you. We really appreciate your passion and the love for your country. I am very impressed by that young girl who was born and raised here, who is asking, how do I learn the ways of my people? Is there a program how I can know what our traditions, what is our culture? That to me is very encouraging, that people want to know, who am I, my roots, my people, my ancestors, my traditions. So finally, as you stay here, please continue working hard, take care of yourself, but don't forget your roots and your origin. Protect the name of your country. The High Commissioner is here. You are all deputy High Commissioners for our country. Carry our name high. Fly our flag. Project the best image for our country. Let people know through you how great Kenya is, how hospitable people are, how loving they are, how enterprising they are, how disciplined they are. You have a duty as our Deputy High Commissioners here. All of you are our deputies. Please keep our name high. Project the best image for our country. And for those of you who get children here, please teach them our ways. Don't let them get lost here. Wafundisheni mambo ya nyumbani. Nyinyi hapana wazungu, muwafundishe mambo yetu. So that at the end of it all, they know where they come from. And they know that they have roots. And they have their people. People with a culture. People with certain customs, certain traditions, certain things we hold dear as Kenyan. Na mkikaa namna hiyo mtakaa vizuri sana. So mimi nimeshukuru sana. Sisi tutakuwa hapa kesho. Nitaenda pale kwa ile sherehe, alafu tutaenda kwa kiwanja. We'll chill around tomorrow. I think we will leave the following day. So I'm told people are mourning, so hatuwezi enda huko kwa nyama. I don't know, we'll find out. Balozi anatuambia. So we don't want to offend our hosts. So kama ni wakati tu ya kukaa na kupumzika na bila kuongea, tutafanya vile tutaambiwa. Lakini hapa tumeongea mambo yetu. So tumeshukuru sana 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 sana. Thank you so much. I am so honored and privileged that you have given me your time to listen to me. You are busy people. You have left your work, you have left your homes to come and listen to your leader. I don't take it for granted. It's a great honor to me. I feel very privileged that you have given me your attention, because that is important. And I look forward, and when we come back again, we'll come and say hi. And please, when you come back to Nairobi, please call on us and come and say hi. Muti ya nyumba 10 tutaonana nyuma ya hema, unikumbusha ile maneno tulikubaliana. Si ndio? Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A round of applause again. We will now close with the national anthem, please. National anthem.
Mungu nguvu yetu. Kenya tunayoipenda, tuwe tayari kuilinda. Na tujenge taifa letu. Ndio wajibu wetu. Kenya istahili heshima. Tuungane mikono pamoja kazini, kila siku tuwe na shukrani.
Thank you very much. DJ, you can take over.